Haha, Dick. Welcome back to Haha Dick. I want to talk about a strip club that I went to last night, and it is called Minks in Las Vegas. It's a sports bar with strippers. This is what I want you to picture. So here I am, and I'm laying back on this big, red, comfy chair. I mean, it's the kind of chair every human being wants, like, in their house, because you could sit in it and read in it, or jerk off in it or something, you know. And so I'm like in this really comfortable chair, and there's like TVs, and then my friend and I both are here, and then the TVs are here, and there's always sports on, but also like a movie, because I'm not super into sports, but they did have like a movie on. Oh, they had Fast and the Furious. If you don't know the Fast and Furious franchise, that franchise is a bunch of movies that's made for prison inmates to watch while they're behind bars. It gives like inmates, it's like an aspirational. You know how some people watch the Kardashians aspirationally, like, oh, I watch the Kardashians because I want to see how rich I can get someday, you know. And then there are people in prison that are like, you know what, I'm watching the Fast and the Furious because it's aspirational. My friend Katie said, she goes, you know, the prisoners, they're going to get out of prison, they're going to be like, now I want to be a Fast and a Furious. And that's right. You know, like, I think those movies are very uplifting to the criminal element to go around and do crime, as they say. So I'm in this strip club with my friend, and we're in these big red chairs, the most comfortable fucking chairs you could possibly think of. And then you're watching, like, we're watching these sports things in the movie, watching Fast and the Furious, you know, but they got some football on. Literally, like 1, 2, 3, 4 feet behind me is a stripper area with a pole. And so I was like, at one point I was talking to Katie, and then we're watching, you know, the Fast and the Furious and making fun of, and I'm like going, hey, who do you think looks at Vin Diesel and goes like, man, I want to fuck that guy, you know? Like, I don't know how that is possible. But then Katie's like, well, you know, everybody's got their own type, Doug. You shouldn't be so shamey. You shouldn't shame. And I was like, yeah, you know what? You're right. I'm not going to shame people who want to fuck Vin Diesel. I'm not that person. I mean, imagine riding on Vin Diesel. I mean, is he on top or like, okay, so here's Vin Diesel. I'm Vin Diesel. I'm the Chronicles of Riddick. I'm the Fast and the Furious. And he's got an impressive physique in this movie, you know? I mean, look at me. I'm a normal person. That's a muscle. In a bunny costume. And Vin Diesel's like, I'm a big man. So I get, like, if you're into, like, a bear type, I don't think he'd be a cub. He'd be a bear. I think that he's not really hairy, though. Anyway, so you got a hairless bear. I think he's hairless. You got a hairless bear, Vin Diesel. And he's all, yes. Who wants to have sex with me? This is my impression of Vin Diesel. Who wants to get it on? And then here's a line of about 7 million people. There's probably like 7 million people who were like, I want to fuck Vin Diesel as fast and furiously as I can. Please let me fuck Vin Diesel as fast as I can. You know, I just want to get that Vin Diesel loving. Vin Diesel. It's Vin Diesel. Vin, fuck me. Fuck me. Do you want to be on top or on the bottom? Oh, how about a 69? Vin Diesel. Wait, is his name Vin Diesel? Yeah. For a second there, I thought I was wrong. I thought I was because I think about him like this big, and he looks like a Steve to me or something. I'm Steve. But his name is Vin. My name is Vin. Like a Vin plate. You know, like the minute that everybody knew that Vin Diesel was right for the Fast and the Furious movies was he goes to the audition, and they're like, hey, why should you be in this movie? And he goes, my name is Vin. Have you ever seen the car? It has a VIN number. And then the movie company was probably like, haha, Dick, you know what? We're going to fucking roll with that goddamn idea. That's a good fucking idea. We're going to fucking VIN number Diesel, and he's Diesel, like gasoline. Fucking Vin Diesel has the most car motherfucking Fast and the Furious name that's ever happened. He's Vin like a VIN plate on the car. And then he's full of diesel, like the gas in cars. Why don't they? I have only seen about 12 minutes of any of the Fast and Furious movies because I'm not in prison. And so I'm curious, like, what does that... Okay, are there any jokes about Vin and Diesel? Like, are they ever like, hey, let me see, cop going like, hey, let me see your VIN. What's your VIN number, Mr. Fast and Furious? And he's like, read it off of my car, VIN. And then that's the joke. And then they find an old truck that runs on diesel. And then he's in that. And that's the car he's in when the cop. So the car pulls over Vin Diesel, and he's in a diesel car. And then cop comes up to Vin Diesel, and the cop's like, what's your VIN number? And then, I don't mean to make fun. I'll do it like respectfully with the police officer. Excuse me, sir. What is your VIN number? And then, as if a cop. And then Vin Diesel's like, you can read my VIN number off of my diesel car. I had a girlfriend once, and she was like, hey, do you want to be a script writer? I can maybe help make that happen. She had connections. And I was like, nah, I don't think so. It's not really in my wheelhouse. Like my wheelhouse is making fun of people and their dicks, balls. And I don't know how far they could get me in like a movie studio. And I think my Vin Diesel joke proves my inability to write screenplays. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. A tip of my... Here, let me get a hat, and I'm going to tip it. You ready? A tip of my hat to my Vin Diesel joke. So Justin is upset that Britney's books have overshadowed his his wedding anniversary. But I got news for Justin. That came out, and then the new news is that she's got a fully nude photo in Instagram with her butt crack. Like, she's not in a bikini with her butt hanging around the bikini. She's naked as a jaybird, naked as the day she was born, wearing her birthday suit, ass crack, that slice of heaven, just Ricola, like an ass crack. You open the ass and you're like, hello, Britney Spears, ass crack. And then you say that, and then it goes, hello, back to you. Not speaking for myself, but I know that there are people in the world who you could open up their ass cracks and you go, hello. And you'd hear, hello, hello, hello. That's just the way that some people's booties are, And I feel like Britney's is probably like that. I don't have any first hand, second hand, third hand. This is just, humor, conjecture with absolutely no basis in fact whatsoever. It's just stupid. It's fiction. You know what? It's my own version of AI. When I say that Britney's ass crack is like just a delicious mound of hello, 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 I think that's just me having my own artificial intelligence. I go into the search field for the AI in my own brain, and I go, hey, can you pretend to be Britney Spears' ass crack and talk to me? And then the AI in my brain goes, what do you want to know? And then I'm like, is it delicious down there? And the ass crack AI is like, it is so very delicious. And then I'm like, what would happen if I put strawberry jam on Britney Spears' butt cheeks and then licked it off with my mouth and tongue in a very lurid but gentlemanly way? And then the AI in my head goes, you would love it. It would be really great. Oh, yes. It would be nice. It would be really nice. You guys see this fucking news about this TikToker? She ate 48 oysters on a date. And then, surprise, surprise, her date ditched her. She got ditched by some guy. This is what's going on. He's sitting at this is, in my mind, this is what I'm thinking about. Like, I don't know the facts of the story. I'm just going to make them up. So here's the guy on the date. Here I'm on this date. Oh, this girl. Oh, look at her. She's yummy. Oh, yeah. That's how guys talk in their head. Fucking, yeah. Right. And then here she is over here like, excuse me, waiter. Can you bring me 48 oysters? Because I'm going to eat the fuck out of some oysters tonight. And the guy here is like, man, she's going to shit her pants. I'm going to fucking be with some girl who's going to shit her pants on a date. Man, I'll be right back. And then he's like, boop, 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 and then he leaves. You know what I mean? I don't begrudge her for eating 48 oysters. I have eaten an entire bag of Doritos in my life in one sitting. I've eaten a whole carton of ice cream before. I've eaten an entire pizza before. I've eaten 2 medium pizzas from like a Pizza Hut place in like a sitting and a half before. I mean, I've eaten a lot of fucking garbage days in my life, and I've done it in front of people that I date too. So it's not like I'm Mr. Hey man, nobody should fucking eat 48 oysters on a date, but I mean, if you're with like some guy and he's like, oh, we're gonna have sex, and then he sees all the oyster eating, he's like, this date's gonna be in the bathroom all night, and that's kind of rude. So she's gonna like leave me outside of the bathroom while she's gonna be like, I'll be right out. Like that doesn't sound like a great date. Like sitting outside of a bathroom, sitting on the floor, talking under the whole end of the door while your date's pooping out a bunch of oysters. Does that sound like a good date to you? That does not sound like a good fucking date to me. How do you like my beard? I've been letting my beard grow out. I think the thing about beards is I don't really care if I have a beard or not. You know what I mean? I don't really give a fuck. But everybody else does. Everybody else is like, hey, Doug, can you have a beard? And that'll make me want to fuck you. Like the second I see you. This is basically what people tell me. When I used to have like no beard, people used to do that too. People would come up and they go, hey, you know what? I want to fuck you. You want to go to the bathroom and get a blowjob? I mean, I used to get this kind of thing all the time when I had no beard. And the funny thing is now that I got a beard, I still get it. But I get it from different people. Now the people that are offering me blowjobs because of my beard, those are more submissive types. But then when I have a beard, everybody wants me to be their daddy. They're like, hello, daddy. Have you seen the restrooms? Do you want to go? Hi, Daddy. How about the car? What about my condo? How about my $1 million house? How about my $10 million house? And I'm always like, you know what? Sure, fine. Okay, whatever. We'll figure something out. In other news, Warner Brothers has taken down one of my videos, and I have an official response to Warner Brothers. Hello, record companies and movie companies. I am very sorry that I ever used any of your material, sometimes which you said I had right to. But from now on, you know what? I will gladly assist you in not promoting your products. I'm very, very thankful for you to tell me not to ever use 3 seconds of a movie or a show or a sound or a song or anything that you own, and then you have it taken down for no reason other than the fact that someone might see the video that I made that has your clip in it, and they might go buy that movie or go stream it and make you money. But not anymore. That's okay. I will just rely on my own shit right here. Look at this. I have the rights to this. You see this curtain? This is not going anywhere, Warner Brothers. Eat a fucking bag of disgusting Fritos or something that are really old Fritos. Some old moldy food. You know what? Go eat 7-day-old pasta that's been sitting on the counter. Try that. That's what I want you to do, Warner Brothers. So this morning I woke up and I was just a little grumpy. And I was like, I don't know what the problem is, but I don't want to be a crybaby. I'm just going to go to the grocery store. So I brushed my teeth and I exercised, put on some clean clothes, and I thought, oh, I'll get out of the house. Maybe that'll make me feel better because I get charged up by people. I'm an extrovert. So when I'm around people, I'm like, oh, I feel better again. So I go to the grocery store. Sure enough, I'm starting to feel better. Just being around regular people. Because unlike the news is always like, this person's bad, and this person's bad, and this person's bad, and this person's bad. And then you go to like a store and you're talking to people and you're like, oh, this person's nice to me, and this person's nice to me, and this person's nice to me, and I'm nice to everybody. And so I'll talk to like 8 or 10 people at one grocery store. So I go to the grocery store and, I'm just like talking to like everybody. And then I get to the self-checkout with my groceries and I realize I left my hippie bag. I have like a hippie IKEA bag in the car. It's a big bag. And then I usually take it in the grocery store and I put my groceries inside of it. So I don't use the grocery store's little plastic bags because I'm that person. I'm a fucking person like that. What do you want to do? So I get up to the self-checkout at the grocery store and I got my grocery cart and then all my stuff's in it. And I haven't checked any of it out. I haven't scanned any of it. I just looked over at this really amazing woman I know that works at this grocery store. And I say, hey, would you do me a favor? Would you just keep an eye on this cart while I run to the car? I'll be back in like 60 seconds. Because I got to get my hippie IKEA bag. And she's like, yeah, of course. Go ahead. So I run. Boop, 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 boop. I run out to the car. I get my IKEA hippie bag. Boop, 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 boop. I jog back into the store. And I get back to the self-checkout area, and you're never going to believe this, but this woman who works at the grocery store, she's scanned every one of my items in like 76 seconds. I walk in, and she's scanning the last one. She puts it in the cart, and I thought, what's going on here? And then I said to her, I go, hey, what's up? And she's like, oh, I scanned all your groceries for you. And there wasn't like a line, because you're like, oh, she probably did this so that the line didn't form or because it's her job or something. Nope, she did it because she's a nice person. So I want to tell you, then I go, oh my God. And I just, everybody I see in front of me, I'm in love with. So I said to her, I go, I can't believe you did that. That's so amazing. I feel like I want to hug you. Is it okay if I hug you? And so she goes like, yeah, that's funny. That's great. That's nice of you. So we give her a nice hug. It's a really good hug. She's a good hugger. And then I'm a good hugger. So we had 2 good huggers hugging it out. And we were so, and I literally am hugging her. I go, I love you. It just came out because I say I love you to anyone I love. And I love this lady. And then she goes, no problem, sir. And I go, I'm not sir. My name is Doug. What's your name? And she goes, my name is Patricia. And I honestly, legitimately said, every Patricia I've ever known is a good person. I have never known a bad Patricia. I dated a Patricia for 1-2 days a long time ago, and it was wow. I really like Patricias, and this Patricia at my grocery store was just great. So I just wanted to close out this version of Haha Dick with a heartwarming story about how, you're not alone in the world. I almost called this podcast a guy at home talking to other people alone at home. And I think that would be a pretty good podcast. You know what I mean? And I think like sometimes you go like, oh man, the world's on fire and there's all this suffering all over the place. I've been getting messages from friends today saying like, they're doing pretty hard, having pretty bad days because of all the suffering that they're having either in their lives or because they're just watching the news. And I feel like, when Patricia did the groceries for me, and then I went and I got the hug and I said goodbye and I went to my car and I put them all in my big bag and I got in my car and then I wept like a fucking child. I wept like a child because I was like, I am so dumb that I was grumpy this morning. I woke up and I was like 20% grumpy. I wasn't sure about humanity. Deep down, I'm an optimistic cheerleader for humans. You know what I mean? But on days where you're reading the news and all this suffering's happening, you're just like, oh, fuck, man. Fuck, humanity's just not going to make it. We're just like a virus. And then I think, nope. That negative thought is a lie my brain is telling me. I'm going to make this the best day of my life. And I got up off my fucking ass and I got in my car and I go to the grocery store and then the universe is like, hey, Doug, so I heard you're having sort of a piss poor day. you know what? I'm just going to throw this Patricia person right in your way. Sort of change your fucking mindset. Because that's all you have in this fucking life is your fucking mindset and your breath. That's it. You know, I used to have this therapist and he would go, I have a different therapist now because whatever. And so this therapist was great. And he goes, you know what, Doug? All we own is our breath. And that was what like my old yoga teachers used to say. You know, you only own your breath. And that's it. So you own your breath, and then you sort of own your reputation or your name, and then you just own your mindset. This is what I've realized, is that you also own your mindset. So every day I go, you know what? Today I'm going to make this the best day of my life, and all negative thoughts are lies that my brain is telling me. And that's how I get through life. That's how I get through life and all this bullshit. Anyway, so I was just in the car and I was weeping a little bit, and I was like, universe was like, you need a nice person in your life today. Here are 8, and then one's going to be extraordinary. And then I went home, and then I've had a great day, man. I've had a mostly great day today. And now that I've been talking to you, it's even better. It's even better. But anyway, so my camera and my recording equipment is all like, hey, your device is getting super hot. Maybe you should take a little break. I feel like I'm at the end of this haha dick anyway, so you know what? Let's just call it a cut. Yeah. All right, I love you very much, just like I love Patricia. I hope you're having the greatest day of your life. And one last thing, haha, dick!